Hey guys, my name is Patrick. I work for UCF's Outdoor Adventure program, and we get a lot of requests on our outdoor adventure trips to see the recipes that we use to make the meals that we provide for our participants. We thought this would be a perfect opportunity to share some of those recipes with you guys because they're simple to make, they taste good, and they require a lot of ingredients that people have just laying around the house. So without further ado, I'm going to show you guys how to make peanut Thai noodles. Alright, so the first thing that you're going to want to do when cooking peanut Thai noodles is to wash your hands. Once you've done that, you can get your stove situated. I'm using a Whisper Light stove because this is the type of stove that we use on our multi-day backpacking trips. They're really nice because they're lightweight, they're fuel efficient, and once you get it all set up, you get to play with a little bit of fire. You can use a normal kitchen stove, but we thought that we would be true to outdoor adventure form in this video and use a camping stove. Once you have your small fire under control, you can put a medium-sized saucepan onto the stove and add as much water as you would need to cook your pasta. I'm only using about 1.5 servings of pasta, so I'm adding approximately 2 cups of water. As that starts to heat up, you can take the pasta that you were using to prop up your fuel canister and add that to the saucepan. Once it's in there, you're going to want to bring it up to a rolling boil. And once it's at a rolling boil, you're going to want to continue to let it cook uncovered for about 10 to 15 minutes until it's completely cooked through. I said cooked uncovered for about 10 to 15 minutes until your pasta is done cooking. Once it's cooked all the way through, you can remove it from the stove and drain all but about 1/2 cup of the remaining water. You're going to want a little bit of the water left over to make sure that the sauce is right. Once your noodles are off the heat, you can add a small glug of olive oil, a slightly larger glug of sesame oil, and then several small glugs of soy sauce. You can use the lower sodium stuff like I am, or just regular soy sauce, whatever you have in the cupboards. Up until this point, this recipe has been completely vegan friendly, but if, like me, you are not vegan, you can just add a little bit of honey, and that's going to give our noodles a little bit more sweetness. Next, you can add a bit of almond milk and some chopped nuts to really drive home the fact that these are peanut Thai noodles. I just had some sliced almonds in the cupboards, but you can really add whatever you want. This is going to add a lot of crunchiness and texture to your noodles as well. Next, you're going to want to add about 1/2 teaspoon of minced garlic, and then it's on to the all-important peanut butter. This is going to be where a majority of our flavor is going to be coming from, so you're really not going to want to skimp on it. Also, my grandmother always told me that you're supposed to measure things such as peanut butter and sugar and regular butter with your heart. And so just do it whatever your heart tells you. My heart told me 3 or so teaspoons or spoonfuls of peanut butter, however much you think is right. Now it's time to add whatever spices that you might have in your cabinets. I found some sesame seeds in my spice cabinet, so I added those. You can also add some red pepper flakes or some hot sauce, but I am the biggest wimp you will ever meet with spicy foods, so I didn't add any of that. You can also get more garlic flavor in there with some garlic powder or garlic salt, but I didn't have any left, so I just left it out. Then you're going to want to mix all of this together until it's smooth. And I have to say, although it was not immediately pleasing to the eye, I can promise you that it was pleasing to the taste buds. Something I wish I would have added is a little bit more lime juice to cut through the savory peanut butter flavor, but it was still really good. It was so good that it almost filled the hole in my heart that was put there due to socially distancing myself from all the people that I loved. But most importantly, this meal was cheap, easy to make, and consisting of things that I already had in my pantry. This makes it a perfect meal for anybody that doesn't want to run the risk of going to a grocery store. And I have to say the initial cost of buying some of these ingredients like the soy sauce or the sesame oil might be a little high, but those types of things last in the cupboards for months. And you can always use them to make this recipe again and again or until we get to go back outside.